Today we are going to begin our study of money and politics, looking at this idea of how candidates pay for campaigns and the way we have chosen to regulate those expenditures. This is a fairly recent phenomenon in American history. There's going to be a lot of detail, and today I'm just going to try to introduce you to the concept, and then when I'm back on Tuesday, we'll fill in the gaps and make sure we address any questions that you might have. So we're going to start by looking at a quote from Teddy Roosevelt. If you guys remember, President Roosevelt was in office during the Progressive Era. Think about all the things that you learned during that time period about trust busting and regulation of the marketplace, trying to make sure that we have provided protections for this growing, developing middle class. So you'll read the quote, think about what it means, and its intention. On the next slide, we have another quote over 100 years later, this time a question from presidential candidate Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney has run for president twice. He was the nominee for the Republican Party in 2012. One of the things that Romney consistently came under fire from is he's a very wealthy businessman on his own right, and sometimes he was criticized for that, for his lack of connection to regular working class people. So read this quote. It says that presidential candidate Mitt Romney was pressed by an attendee at the Iowa State Fair to explain why he was focusing on entitlement reform as a means of deficit reduction, instead of asking corporations to share their part of the burden. So in other words, rather than asking corporations to pay greater taxes or to put more money into the economy, why he was focusing on potentially cutting benefits for older people or for people that are in poverty. And you can read his response. So the reason I have you look at these quotes is I want you to kind of think about America and our feelings about money and politics, our feelings about the corporate world and politics and that relationship. So if you'll flip your graphic organizer over, number 1 says, why do you think the relationship of business and politics has been a point of controversy in American politics? So at your table, spend some time thinking about this idea. Like, what is it that Americans tend to feel about this relationship? Why do they feel this? And what concerns do you think average Americans have about money and politics?